Is there something wrong with the Galaxy S26 Ultra already? Let's go. Seems like every year Samsung launch a new phone, there's a new set of problems that people uncover. They always find reasons to talk a phone down or find the negatives, and then they expose it for engagement on social media. It's honestly a bit tiresome. As someone who tries to stay as positive as I can, particularly around the Samsung side of the fence, I find it really frustrating to always go online and just see negative after negative after negative. And it's things that just are completely irrelevant to the overall user experience. It's all just for that little bit of slice of Twitter revenue pie that's been thrown out there. What's been said at the moment is that the display on the S26 Ultra is a downgrade. And there's a few reasons that they're saying that. One, that the display isn't as anti-reflective as it was before. Two, that the privacy display function that's been added has actually made the viewing angles worse than the previous generation, even when privacy display is not on. And three, the new sub-pixel arrangement of the screen has made text less sharp. Are we really doing this? Is this really what we're doing as a community? We're going to just find these tiny little flaws when progress is trying to be made? I don't get it. Perfect examples for me of the other side of the fence, of features that have been introduced that I could potentially take down, but don't, because I can see what they're trying to do. First example of that for me would be with the iPhone 17 Pro Max, Apple bringing in aluminium and removing the glass from the back and just keeping the glass cut out. It, for me, looks ugly. I don't think aesthetically it looks very good, but their purpose behind it is logical. They're trying to keep the phone cooler, because iPhones in the past tend to heat up and they have that whole iPhone needs to cool down. So going with the aluminium tends to sort of reduce the heat, makes the phone cooler to hold, makes it perform better over longer periods of time. Completely can understand that. It's logical. But in doing so, they've also made it weaker. So there's more scratches and dents, and people will be quick to judge that based off that narrative. Second thing from the iPhone point of view is their selfie camera for the 17 Pro Max. In terms of output, I wouldn't say it's as good or better than what was before it, but the whole logical behind it was that it's a square sensor, so you can record in any orientation whilst holding it portrait. Absolute genius. And again, if you want to poke holes, you could say that that sensor being like that isn't going to be as good quality as a pure dedicated selfie camera because of the fact it needs to accommodate for that orientation either way. But you can see what they're trying to do, and in my opinion, it's worth whatever trade-offs they decide to make it a better experience overall. And this is where we come to the display of the S26 Ultra, because what Samsung have done here is they've made it the M14 panel, which gives it 10-bit, so it's increasing the color depth of the display so you can see more colors, and it reduces what's called color banding, whereas the 8-bit panel before it, which everyone complained about, by the way, everyone was on the internet last year saying that the S25 Ultra's only got an 8-bit panel, how dare they? And they bring a 10-bit panel out this year, and again, it's how dare they? Stay calm. So they've brought this panel in. Samsung don't just bring stuff in without something new to talk about. At the end of the day, big features generate interest. And they've probably been working on this privacy-like feature for a while, and now that it's ready, they're like, let's throw it in. We need something big for this phone. Here it is. So when the S26 Ultra comes out, they promote this big new feature, privacy display. How does it work? Well, the way Samsung explain it is that they rearrange the pixel structure to incorporate narrow pixels and wide pixels. When both pixels are on, you get a flawless display experience. Everything you see on the display looks as good, if not better, than what it did before. But when the wide pixel gets shut off, it only leaves the narrow pixels, which is where the genius part comes in, because the narrow pixels allow you to see front on, but you can't see from an angle. So it reduces the viewing angles when privacy display is on to stop people from looking in and seeing your phone. It's absolute magic to see it working. I cannot describe to you enough. If you have not seen it in person, go, because it is pure theatre. That's maybe a bit over exaggerated. But in doing this, the display in some people's minds maybe has taken a downgrade, has taken a hit. Well, I mean, it hasn't really. In any meaningful way that you will use your phone, it hasn't. You are not, and I repeat, you are not ever going to look at your phone and use it like this. So anything that people are saying that it's degraded this way, why would you ever use it this way? You wouldn't. But even in saying that, when you have them next to each other, there's a very 0.1% difference in the visual of what you're seeing. So maybe even if it's true that the viewing angles aren't as good with privacy display turned off, who cares? You are only using your phone like this. Kind of reminds me of the crease situation. When everyone talks about the crease on a foldable, oh, can't you see that crease? Well, no, because I don't look at my phone like this. I look at it straight on and the crease disappears. But even so, it's not worse. It's the same, maybe fraction different. But that doesn't mean it's worse. I'm talking louder now. Another downgrade Samsung made is they changed the frame from titanium to aluminium. And if that has you worried, you're better off getting a case from sponsor of this video, Dbrand. Dbrand actually put as much attention into their cases as they do in how funny they are on their marketing. And that's a lot because their marketing is on point, and I really think they've put the attention to detail into their cases too. They present it nicely, the packaging is sleek and premium, but the cases are actually very high quality. I got 3 cases here. The grip case, which is as advertised, it's grippy. Got the ghost case, which keeps you looking at that sleek color that you've got on the back there with a clear back, and again protects it. And you've got the big tank case, which is just very protective, and it even comes with a little skin for your camera housing so it all blends in with the color. Super nice, very premium. Grab them in the link down below. And the last point that everyone's sort of been going on about is the anti-reflective nature. Now, what Samsung have done here is in bringing in this new panel and prioritizing this new feature, they've actually made a statement that has said that when the display is turned off, you will notice a slight increase in reflectivity compared to the S25 Ultra, but only when the display is turned off. And I didn't really notice it worse. My point was that it looked different. So where the S25 Ultra, it maybe dispersed the light wider, but duller, the S26 Ultra contained the light tighter, but maybe a bit brighter. And it just depends on the reflections that you're sort of looking at. So like if you're out and about and the screen's on, it's pretty much the same experience, 1-to-1 from last year to this year. But if you're in a controlled setting, like my studio here, it's not going to be a 1-to-1 experience. So let's turn the screen off so you can sort of get a better visual of it. This is the S26 Ultra, and this is the S25 Ultra. I would say that if you're looking at these, how am I going to get this like this? There we go. It's pretty much the same. And then when you turn the display on, again, pretty much the same. So is the S26 Ultra display worse than it was last year? No, it actually can't be worse. It's a physically better panel with better colors and more colors. And it's got an incredible innovative new feature that's a world first that allows part of the pixel to turn off so only you can see it. It's crazy that last year people were complaining about the S25 Ultra's display, and Samsung have made it better in every meaningful way they could. And yet somehow people are now praising last year's display. The same people probably that said last year's display were bad are saying that it's good compared to this year. This is the hard part, I guess, about appreciating a brand is I had not considered this at all. I've been hands-on with this phone for almost a week, and not once in that time did I look at it and go, well, this display's worse. But the second the internet gets a hold of something, once something becomes official, everyone is trying to find an angle. They're trying to look out for something that's different to someone else and have a different take, and then try to bring it down so they can get notoriety or engagement on the internet. It's a hard world to be in because I simply just appreciated it. I liked that there was the new innovative feature. I love demonstrating that sort of stuff because it gets me excited. You know what doesn't get me excited? Subpixels. Getting a microscope out and looking at the display and going, oh, that's a little bit more blurry than the one above it. That's not exciting. Who cares? All I know is when I'm looking at the display from the distance that you're looking at the phone from, it looks sharp, crisp, and bright and colorful. And that's enough. Plus you get the added benefits of the other features and you're laughing. You're in a much better place than you were if you had the phone from last year. All I'm saying is just be positive. I know this kind of sounds a bit negative because I'm ranting, but the rant is defending positivity. So whatever. I'm not sure I'll even put this video up. If you're hearing this, then I have obviously uploaded it. But I just maybe vocalizing it helps me get it off my chest and I can move on into the weekend, be happier. Anyways, hit subscribe to Technical Benefits because the full comparison to these two phones is coming soon. Very, very soon. You won't want to miss it. There's a lot to discuss. I'll see you guys in the next one. You.